Hello. This is the interpretation of the dream of Daniel sleeping in his bed here of these four beasts. Now, according to the dream, they emerged from the sea here and invaded the land. Now the sea here is the subconscious mind of man. They emerge and they impose their beastly or criminal powers on the earth in the absence of law or law enforcement. Now, pundits claim that these four beasts here are the Assyrian, Persian, the Greek, and the Roman empires. That's wrong. They don't match. These four winds up here represents these four spirits represented by these beasts who are worldwide. They emerge from the subconscious mind of man and ravage the earth, any place in the world where there's no law or enforcement of law. Now, I'm going to take each one of these beasts separately and explain what they mean. To do that, I'm going to go to a separate image here which has more detail. The first beast was like a lion, and it had eagle's wings. And it stood on its hind feet here, and it was given the heart of man. Now that represents the spirit, the wings, of a man that acts like a lion. A man ruled by his senses here in his mind, and the desires of mind, body, entail sex. Now during this vision, his limbs were being plucked, that means pulled out. That's a limitation of his power here. A dominant lion rules a group of lions. It's called the pride, consisting of a number of females and younger male lions. Now that's a man that acts like a lion, or a spirit of man that acts like a lion, that rules a small group of people, a clan or a tribe, not an empire or a nation. Okay, I'm going to go to the second beast here. It was like a bear. And it stood on its hind legs and had 3 ribs in its mouth between its teeth. Now that represents a man that acts like a bear. Now, these three ribs here, what do they mean? Well, I'll tell you. The lungs supply the body with oxygen, life. The ribs encase the lungs. They represent principles of life. So, what these 3 ribs means, well, basically we want to establish that the rib represents a principle of life. The second rib represents that the bear will defend his right to life and the resources of the earth, but deny it to others. Now, how does he get away with that? Well, one reason is bigger than stronger than his prey or victims, and there's no human laws to stop it. And in the dream, the bear was told to attack. Eat all the flesh you want. Now, who told him that? His mind told him that. No one to stop it. No one can stop it. That's what he thinks. Okay, I'm going to go to the third beast here. It was like a leopard, and it had 4 wings and 4 heads. Now that represents the spirit of a human that acts like a leopard. Now why does it have 4 heads? Well, humans are the 4th kingdom. The first, mineral. The second, plants. The third, animals. The 4th, humans. Now, what do these spots of a leopard signify? Well, they represent crimes committed under the cover of darkness or by stealth. Now, it was told in the dream, it was given power to rule here, representing it could do what it wanted as long as it remained undetected. So it's a human spirit acting like a lion that avoids being caught while he commits his crimes. Now let's go to the 4th beast. Okay, okay, I'm gonna, that's better, I can see the time. Okay, now look at, the 4th beast was stronger and more terrifying than others. It represents a king who uses his superior military power to conquer other nations. Now its teeth were made of, huge teeth, were made of iron, representing weapons of war, spears, swords, knives. And it said, what it did not crush with its teeth, it smashed with its feet that had claws made of bronze, representing other powerful weapons of war. Now there were 10 horns on his head here, representing the beast is ruled by mathematics or science. 10 includes all numbers. The beast thinks that he has a superior number of guns, bombs, rockets, tanks, ships. He can conquer other nations, take their land, steal their resources, and make himself and his nation more powerful and wealthy. Now, during this dream or vision, a small horn appeared. What does that mean? That means a single man or a king rules a nation. When that horn appeared, it uprooted 3 horns. See here? That represents now the spirit of right and wrong was disregarded. The small horn, it said, had eyes here of a man and a mouth that spoke great things. Now what does that most personify in the 20th century? Personifies Adolf Hitler. He said he would restore Germany to a great nation. And he said, it is not truth that matters, it is just victory. Now, I'm going to go back to the original picture, in the first picture here, and complete it. These 2 pillars here, one short and one long, is sitting on this slab of stone here, represents these 4 beasts right here, broke the law of man and broke the law of God. Now these trees right here behind the pillars represents the knowledge of the atrocities these beasts committed in World War II and World War I. And you can go all the way back to the time of Daniel when King Nebuchadnezzar conquered Israel. Now on the horizon here we vaguely see a ship representing early in the history of man there was no written law. Now the 2nd ship here, which is more visible, represents moving forward in time laws took the form of traditions ingrained in the mind and spirit of man. Now they were somewhat capricious, like a captain of a ship who could adjust the sails rules to conform to his ambitions. Now we go to this third ship right here, which is docked at these towers, stone towers. This is when traditional laws that were ingrained in the mind and spirit of man were converted to written laws. Now this small tower here, connected to this larger tower, represents Roman law, begin with the 12 tablets of the law, and it ended with the compilation of the body of civil laws ordered by Emperor Justinian in the 6th century. Now this tower here, stone tower, made of stones, represents laws made by jurists or law experts. These two windows here, near the top of the tower here, it's a round tower, represents these jurists were impacted by the 2 tablets of the 10 Commandments. Now, Roman law, put into writing, was the first written law to significantly impact the world, particularly Europe. Now I'm going to go to the next tower here, which is this larger tower, and it's partially situated on this rock here in the water, which represents the Magna Carta of 1215. See this lower window and this higher window here? It contained human rights and religious rights. And it gave barons the power to limit the power of the king. And eventually led to the upper house here, the House of Lords, and the lower house, the House of Commons. Now we have another pillar here, a single pillar, situated on this pedestal here. What does that signify? What does that mean? Well, it states at the very beginning of the Magna Carta, first, these human rights that we have granted to God. Now you see this, Daniel here is sleeping in this canopy bed, which represents, see these drapes hanging down? His dream was influenced by the higher spirit of God. Now, he's sleeping in this bed right here that has 2 posts, which means that he advocated, or was a proponent of the law that gave human rights to the carnal man and human rights to the religious man. Now you see this blanket here that covers his 2 legs here, and it hangs down over this bed? That represents this law was also influenced by the Spirit of God. Now, this square base right here represents this law would be fair on both sides. Now listen, this is the interpretation of the dream of Daniel with the help of this picture from the Moravian Bible, first edition, 1650. Okay, we can go ahead, that's it.